Talk to the New York governor about that right now. Andrew Cuomo, also out with a new book, American Crisis, Leadership Lessons from the COVID-19 Pandemic. Governor, thank you for joining us again this morning. You know, we're seeing this surge across the country right now. Several experts warning that the next 2 to 3 months could be actually the worst of the pandemic. How worried are you about New York? What's your strategy to stop any surge?
Thanks. Good to be with you, George. I think the experts are right. They've been saying it all along, right? They said that the fall was going to see a viral surge, and it makes sense. The weather gets colder, people go inside, schools open, colleges open, there's less outdoor activity. So if you listen to the scientists, we expected this. Here in New York, our statewide number is very good. We're about 1% infection rate, which is one of the lowest in the United States. And remember, we started with the highest infection rate. We're now down to the lowest. But it's going to be a precarious fall across the country. There's no doubt about that. You put the viral increase of the fall together with this quote unquote COVID fatigue, and that's a bad combination. The fatigue, I think, is in part, yes, we've been doing this for a long time, but people don't know who to believe, George, and what to believe. And I think that's a major problem.
Well,
we've played politics with this disease.
I do want to ask you about that, especially as it pertains to the vaccine. We saw Dr. Fauci last night say that he trusts the experts at the FDA. How confident are you in the approval process of the FDA right now?
Well, first, how confident am I? I'm not that confident, but my opinion doesn't matter. I don't believe the American people are that confident. You're going to say to the American people now, here's a vaccine, it was new, it was done quickly, but trust this federal administration and their health administration that it's safe. And we're not 100% sure of the consequences. I think it's going to be a very skeptical American public about taking the vaccine, and they should be.
So what's it going to take to convince you that it's safe, that it's effective, that it should be distributed?
Well, what I said I'm going to do in New York is we're going to put together our own group of doctors and medical experts to review the vaccine and the efficacy and the protocol. And if they say it's safe, then I'll go to the people of New York and I will say it's safe with that credibility. But I believe all across the country, you're going to need someone other than this FDA and this CDC saying it's safe.
And that means we're going to need a change in the White House. Is that what you're saying?
No, I personally hope for a change in the White House, but put that aside. If this administration continued, the CDC, George, and the FDA doesn't have any credibility. You have Dr. Fauci now saying that they basically tried to muzzle him. He has the highest credibility in the nation on this issue. And then not only is the vaccine safe, this administration is learning nothing from the past. What they're saying is the day we get the vaccine, that's when it ends. That's not true. The day we get the vaccine, we then have to prove to the American people it's safe. We then have to administer millions of doses. And that is a massive undertaking that this administration hasn't even talked about and is going to take months. And if it's not done right, will be a debacle like back in January and February when we made so many mistakes with this COVID virus.
This is going to be the first election in a century during a pandemic. How confident are you that it's going to go smoothly?
I don't think it's going to go smoothly. I think the president has already been establishing his grounds to refute the election results. He's been talking about fraud and mail-in ballots for weeks, George. Now, somebody who is confident about victory on election night doesn't discredit the results, right? So I think the president knows he's in trouble on election night, and I think he's already designing the case to allege voter fraud through the election.
Governor Cuomo, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you, sir.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.